morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 16th of June. Now, before I get started, I just want to mention a couple of things. First off, hello. You write on my channel all the time. You always give me little links to some good videos to watch, and also you give me links to a lot of the music. I sometimes can't figure out who's the singer. So thank you, hello, for that. But I also just wanted to share with you guys, there was a really good video you sent, hello, from Bashar. And I know a lot of you probably watch Bashar. He's a channeler. And he's just so interesting, and he puts things into just he has this great way of delivering things that makes sense. And one of those videos you sent me, hello, was really good, and I want you guys to go and check it out. It's called Aligning with Contact. If I don't leave the link down below, hello might link it down below, and it's called Aligning with Contact, and it's such a good video. I just thought it's something we could all relate to at the moment, because he talks about moving through those layers of ascension and eventually how we're going to make contact with all ETs and all this kind of extraterrestrials and all this as well. But what he's saying is sometimes it gives you these ailments in your bodies. So it's kind of very relatable, this sort of stuck, stagnant energy. So please go check that out. It's a really good video that just gives you that little bit of food for thought about, it's like we've been saying, letting go of some things that are just trapped in our body, and it's that releasing and flowing again. So check that video out, guys. Sue Skinner, you write great comments as well. Last night I was about to write on one of your comments. I think I started typing, but then I had to go and do something. I came back and YouTube had taken it away. So I have missed one of your comments. So apologies for that. It's happened to me before with Louise, Catherine. We know a lot of us here, comments just poof, vanish like a magic trick. I've even been getting some of your comments 5 days later. So you guys type them in. YouTube must take them. I don't know what they do with them. And then they give them back to me like 5 days later. So if you think I'm being rude and ignorant, I'm not. Sometimes I don't get them for a year later, sometimes 6 months later. So fingers, I get your comments. We're trying to focus on the positives, guys. And big news this morning. I had to get on because I had to share this. I'll probably do a video with the doggos later. I might do a country later, so look out for that. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I get busy and I get distracted. You know how life gets in the way of things. But big news. Dictator Dan, yes, Victoria, Melbourne, the most lockdown city in the world, during the CV event, other than China. China, I think, was the worst, but Dictator Dan not far behind. You all know Dictator Dan here on my channel. Apparently, I did tell you he went to China recently. Remember, it was all secretive, and then the Chinese officials came over here and had meetings with him, but no Australian media was allowed in any of these meetings. Well, now there's rumours, apparently, that he is moving on to another position. So I cannot wait to hear what the position is, guys. How happy are you guys going to be? I'm doing the happy dance for you guys in Melbourne, Victoria. Oh, my God. But we do have to question where he's going. Let's hope it's somewhere overseas. Maybe he's doing like a Jab Cinder and just going, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the new person, the new person they're bringing in is also called Jacinta. Not Jacinda, but Jacinta Allen, which is like a Jab Cinder, isn't it? A bit, that name. So I did laugh when they said it could be Jacinta Allen coming in. So there's a lot of rumours. So I'll keep you in the loop, guys. But this is good for you Victorians, that you might finally get rid of Dictator Dan. Let's hope he's just taking some position overseas. But of course, he would have got his big payouts. We know he did, because he bought the Moderna factory in, and he got all his jabs in arms, and he forced everyone to do just crazy, nutty things. He's the one that shut all the playgrounds down and put tape around, so you couldn't play with your kids for 2 years outside. Like, couldn't even sit on a park bench. Complete madness. So this is kind of big news and good news for anyone living in Victoria. But we all still worry where the hell he's heading, because no one wants him in their country, do they? So I'll keep you up to date. As soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. Or if you hear anything, let us know. All right, let's close our eyes, get started. Bought some cards. Got my cup of tea. Good morning, everybody. sun shining here, huge frost, freezing, so slippery on the back stairs. I'm so careful going down. But my knee is feeling a little better, guys. I hope you guys are all feeling good too with your little ailments, aches and pains. We just keep pushing through, don't we? All right, let's get started. If you are new, please subscribe if you can find the subscribe button. Hit the like buttons and please feel free to comment down below. All right, let's get going. Gosh, I'm getting there. I'm getting these visuals of like big outpouring of emotions. I'm guessing it's not us because we've gone through a lot of that in the last 3.5 years. Ooh, probably heading towards 4 now. But the people waking up, huge outpouring of emotions. It's showing me them like, not all of them, but some of them like sobbing with tissues. I talk about grief a lot because the grief is that their reality, their old life is gone forever. We knew their life was going to be gone forever and everything was about to change, particularly financially. Huge. It's having a big impact on people. But there's this crying, I guess you could say releasing as well, which was what we were just speaking about. But see, most of you here on my channel have been through our dark night of soul, been through depression, we've been through traumas, we've been through like breakdowns, this kind of thing that's moved us through our awakening process. It's the, rising from the ashes, the phoenix, or we always talk about the caterpillar into the butterfly. What's that saying you always say, Louise? I absolutely love it. You can't speak butterfly to a caterpillar. It's so brilliant. Oh, I love it, Louise. I'm sure it's you that says it all the time. It's so cute. It's adorable. I love it. You can't speak butterfly language to a caterpillar because they've got to wake up before you can speak the same language. Because we do. It's like that. They don't hear us anyway, so there's no point. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting this, like, the crying, the sobbing. They're showing me people with handkerchiefs, like, drying up their tears. Because this is what is happening now. The reality is hitting them, and it's hitting them hard like a sledgehammer. So there's a lot of tears. How am I going to pay my next bill? How am I going to keep the electricity on? Where are we heading? Where's all this going? It's overwhelming. It is overwhelming. Then you've got the confusion of all the other crap, the LGBTQ plus, as Trudeau would say, crap that's now making more kids confused and more kids aggressive and more crime rate. Well, the crime rate's up in youth anyway, but it's crime rate in every sort of aspect of life because now people can't afford to live. So it's chaos. Over here, not where we are, guys, not on this channel, but over here with the people waking up, getting their bubble denial suits off, it is tears central and overwhelm. And then mixed with all that, they're full of a lot of fear. A lot of these people have fear because they don't understand it. They don't know where it's going. They don't know where it's heading. They don't know what's happening. That's the biggest question. What the hell is happening? Well, we'd love to tell them. We could just say, look, go and look this up. The Great Reset. And that would explain a lot. But even then, they probably wouldn't get it, would they? It's just such a strange time in our lives, isn't it, guys? I know you guys, we always talk to each other here on my channel, and just, it's so nice to know that we're all going through this and seeing this for the BS garbage and lies that it is. And just wondering how the hell these people aren't seeing it. Like, there has to be two different realities. There has to be. Because how could you not see it? How could you not see this? Oh, it's so weird. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I'm getting France. Gosh, it's been quiet, hasn't it? I'm still getting capital riots, like riots in the capital. Obviously, there's riots still in France. Fight backs. It's ugly. See, Macron wants it all to just go away and, him to just be the big winner chicken dinner. But it's not happening. The people aren't going to take it. Oh, it's so bad, isn't it? Of course, no coverage on mainstream media. Let's type it in, guys, and see if there's anything on YouTube. We'll bring the algorithm up a bit. It might help if we all type it in. Oh, France protests. Oh, my God. Those poor people. Actually, one of you asked me to do the Netherlands as a country too. Actually, I think I've got a couple of you living there or near there. So I will put that into the container as well, because I think, yeah, that is a place that has been hard hit. Oh, sorry guys, very hard. And people in the Netherlands are tired too. That's a good indication of that. Gosh, you just want this to all end. It just doesn't though. It just keeps rolling on out. This morning, I flicked the news on because I flick it on for a laugh. I know a lot of you don't watch the news. But they were just crapping on about the renewables again. And like, that's what they were doing. They were talking about the price of electricity, because as we know, we're all suffering that worldwide. And they were saying, well, the answer, and they kept just pushing, the answer is renewables. You have to get your solar panels. And you feel like saying, well, that's all well and good when you're in their shoes and you've got the money to do it, but other people don't have the money. That's what I keep saying. They forgot that if they make people poor, how are they going to do all of this, let alone get an electric car and all this crap? It's just not... it's like they haven't done things in a proper order, isn't it? They've sort of stuffed themselves up with this rollout. It's actually pretty funny to watch it, isn't it? From the movie theatre seats that we're still sitting in eating our popcorn. All right, let's keep going. No, I'm getting the contracts begin now, and they're showing me like big companies, like big corporate companies coming in and doing this cheap housing. This is globally. These big corporate companies have got the contracts for these. It's affordable housing. No, it's box housing. They're shoe boxes. It's like stacking all the shoe boxes together. That's what I'm getting. But these big contractors, they just come in and plonk everything down. And there's no, this is what the guides are saying. Like, yes, it might be shelter and that, but there's no heart or feeling gone into it. So it's not going to be like a home. These affordable housing and these shelters and things aren't going to be like a home. They're just going to be cold, clinical, which we already know. I think we could describe some of the wellness camps that were built during the CV virus like that, couldn't we? What was all that? My husband and I were talking about that the other night, the wellness camps, because I know most of you have got them built wherever you're living. I bet he's got them in Canada. And it really did feel like we had stepped back in time into like that, just brings to mind the German war camps. And it did feel like we were going to be marched off, because people, as we know, would be so happy to dob you in. We were getting called the weak links. If you weren't jabbed, or if you were a person who got jab injured and hopped off the jab wheel, or you woke up and hopped off the jab wheel, you'd get it as well. Everyone got it. If you weren't going to stay on that jab wagon, then it felt to a lot of us like we might get marched off to the wellness camps. It was complete. I still look back at that and go, did this really happen? It's just so weird. I know you guys understand what I'm saying. Oh my God. So these big contractors, they're going to be making all their little bickies, like their big money, but it's going to have they're going to be like these towns, villages with no soul. They're just going to be like concrete little jungles of buildings. No heart, no soul, because there's no care gone into it. They're not individualised houses. They're just going to be plonk, 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 plonk. That's what I'm getting worldwide too. These big corporate bloody companies just coming in, just production line, bang, bang, bang. Oh, all for your greater good, helping the little people, the little Lego people. Oh, my God. It's just nuts, isn't it? It's just nuts. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. We have to find out, this is you guys watching my channel, we have to find out and look deep inside at what drives us forward. What's going to drive us forward? We know what drives us mad. We know that. And a little crazy, all this crap that's going on over here. But now it's time for us to like drive ourselves forward. So it's showing us in this like sports car, and we're putting on the accelerator now, and we're going to start moving forward. It's showing the hair swooshing back in the wind. So we're definitely got to find the drive to move forward. Hang on a minute. And the guides are saying, like, what brings us what brings us to life? You know, what is it that brings us to life? And you know, sometimes even getting back to that Bashar video I was talking about in the beginning, aligning with contact, but also it's about really aligning with yourself as well. And getting out of these sort of knotted up places that we might find ourselves in at the moment. That's how we kind of drive ourselves forward. We keep, well, that's what it's getting back to. I say it here all the time. We keep growing, we keep expanding, we keep learning. I mean, we never stop learning and we never stop growing. And that's how you keep moving through these stages. I mean, you know, for example, well, you can use me as an example with my MRI. You know, I'm still waiting to see what's happening. My leg's feeling better, but then I have a bad day, then I have a good day. You guys will be the same. And we're still moving through these things, trying to sort of get somewhere or to the other side, but we're still moving forward despite the things that are happening in our bodies, which most of you seem to be having little hiccups in your bodies as well that are slowing us down. And that's not a bad thing, being slowed down either sometimes. Around this, I'm going to pull a couple of happiness cards because I think we need a little bit of guidance and help as to how to drive ourselves forward, because it is very challenging times. It does help when you see it. So I'm going to pull the happiness card. It does help when you actually see it coming, because you can do your prep work and you can detach and these kind of things, but it's still a little overwhelming at times because it still does have impact and still does affect us. It's like the interest rate rises. Of course, that affects all of us. The financials is a huge deal, isn't it? It really is. All right. Got like that little wind chime, moon crescent wind chime. Involve yourself in busy work. Do something to keep your mind busy. And that's crucial. We know that's really crucial because that gets your mind off the stagnant energy in your body as well. Distraction is always brilliant, because distraction is also about bringing yourself into the now moment, because you're not thinking, when you're really distracted and doing something, you're not actually in, well, you are, but you're very present, because you can't, it's very hard to think of a lot of things all at the same time. It's like when you're gardening, an example. When you're digging in the garden, it's very hard to be thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, or you're sort of more into the moment thinking, now where am I going to put this flower, or where am I going to put this bulb, or, you know, what veggies am I going to plant next? That's the kind of thing, because your mind's drawn into that moment. So definitely keeping busy. And my sister's always taught me that. Actually, I'll leave that video over here. I have got one with her about distracting yourself, because that's also a good way to relieve pain and things in your body as well. Okay, we've got this card next. Play. Give yourself permission to be a child today. We get that card a little bit, don't we? We always get that message of seeing things through a child's eyes. Play like a child. Don't probably act like a child. Be immature. That's not what the guides are saying. You know that. But it's that enjoy simple things. You know, we were talking yesterday about manifesting a feather. Anyone manifested it yet? We were talking about things like that, like just manifesting fun things. And trying to just relax and have fun. Life's here to be lived. We don't want to be tense and uptight and all stressed out and not enjoying anything. What's the point of this journey otherwise? Woo! This one jumped out. Ooh, it's like, I'd say that's the third eye, isn't it? Perspective. Look for the silver lining. Oh, we do, guys. We do. And hello, that's what you've been saying. I'm sure it was you saying about let's look positive with YouTube. Let's start to see, maybe example, my channel growing, our comments not being taken away. Let's see, you know, maybe if we get onto that different reality where YouTube's actually supporting us with our truths and helping us spread the word. So I guess it's perspective. We've got to start looking at it's sort of saying like look for the positive, but look for look ahead for the silver lining. That's how we start to move forward. Which is, I guess I'm getting that song now. Of course, I've got to get a song. That always look on the bright side of life, from Life of Brian. Always look on the bright side of life. We all know that song, don't we? We've had it a few times here. What is the next line? Life's a bit of shit. when you look at it. It can be. It really can be sometimes. All right, I'm going to pull a whispering wood for a little outcome card. To do with this, and this is, actually I'll pull 3, because this is to do with how do we drive forward? How do we, as people who are awake, drive ourselves forward now? Let's see what we've got to do. Oh, got to get this one because it's on its own. Adventure. Live wild and free. I'm getting visions of us on the motorbike like Maverick, just riding our bikes through the desert. And of course I'm getting that song. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. I felt good to come out of the rain. In the desert, you can remember your name. Always got to get a song, you know I do. All right, the next one is teach. Inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. Oh my God, I absolutely love it. How much does that card suit us? To an absolute T. T for teach. But it's about teaching yourself too. Inspire others and let nature be your greatest teacher. So true. And I guess inspiring others, if you think about that, I think that's about leading by example too. We've stayed in our truth and power, guys. We've stayed in our truth and power. I've got to get this card because it dropped. God, I'm always dropping cards because they jump out so quickly. We do, what is that? Oh, inspire others. I'll probably do by just being ourselves, really, I would think. And nature is your greatest teacher. It is. How much have we discovered nature since we've woken up? We absolutely appreciate the beautiful world we live in, don't we, here? I mean, look at us. We've even named our happy place Terabella. And if you are new here, that means beautiful earth. That's the place that we go that brings us happiness. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be sitting in your bedroom. It doesn't matter. Look at me sitting here talking to you guys. That makes me happy. That's why I do these videos. I certainly don't do them for the money because we know that YouTube is squishing my channel and it's really not. For that reason that I do it anyway. I never did. And the next card that dropped on the ground is risk. Learn to grow wherever you are planted. And man, have we taken some risks over the last 3.5 years, haven't we? We took risks because we believed so strongly in what our truths were, what we sort of had this knowing and what we knew. And we did take a risk. We might have lost a lot of people along the way and got frustrated and all these kind of things. But we have grown where we were planted because it actually forced a lot of us to simplify our life. And like I say, we don't wander a lot. We don't travel across the country very much. We don't go very far from our safe haven, our home. And that's not saying we're hermits and we're homebodies, but we just know that's where we feel comfortable. So it's like growing where you're planted, but we're still growing. See, I'm going to get one outcome card because these cards are giving us really nice messages today. Let's get an outcome card for helping to drive us forward, what we can do. I think these are some really quite good and useful tips, guys, don't you? Oh, there you go, light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. Oh, how gorgeous is that? Looking for the light. It's beautiful. Look to the space between the trees for answers. It's beautiful, isn't it? Just looking for those little beams of light coming through the trees. Yeah, the answers do come when you ask, don't they sometimes, guys? I guess that's what they're saying. Keep shining our light too and being us. All right, I'll see if there's anything else to close with today. They're saying there's been a real collapse around parts of the narrative. It's definitely not going smooth. And it's saying, like, even for us, they said they know that we get confused. We do get confused because things roll out and then things seem to disappear and then other things roll out. It's a very disjointed event that's going on at the moment, and even confuses us because we know what the rollout is. We talk about the red mats, the red carpet, whatever you want to call it, but it's a very disjointed rollout. And like I keep saying, because it's not going to plan. And they hadn't thought about a lot of things. It was all good on paper and all good in theory. And look, we've got to give them 10 out of 10 for their CV rollout part, which was the first part of the agenda. That went to perfection. It did. But there was a lot that didn't fall into place. And we know who those people are, don't we, guys? The BS detectors. So a lot of people didn't just comply. So that has made their job harder along the way, which is good. But it's becoming very higgledy-piggledy now, even for these leaders now. Isn't it weird how they're all jumping ship? They get their payouts and they just exit. Because it's a bit sus that McGowan here in Western Australia, the Premier in Western Australia, and Dictator Dan have both been to China recently, and now they're resigning. Well, Dictator Dan probably will. McGowan already has. All right, let me see. There's one more thing to close with. Gosh, I'm getting this. They're saying to us to like light a candle. Next time we light a candle, we've got to make a wish. And it's kind of saying, well, you can make any wish that you like, but it's kind of saying we need to be wishing that light to come on globally, that more light comes on around all of these truths. So I'm just getting that. Next time you light a candle, because I think a lot of us probably do burn candles anyway, make a little wish and put some energy on the light getting brighter. Hence the significance of the candle. I love burning candles. Now my kids are older, I burn a lot of tea lights and candles, and it just makes your house smell amazing. Some of the candles are so nice and strong now, like the lattes and all the coffee ones and vanilla. I love all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys do too. All right, let me see something to close with. Guides are saying they've got a challenging question for you guys. Let me see what it is. Hang on. They're curious. They're kind of saying to you, like, have a think. This is about the moving forward. They're saying, have a think about what you want to do, how you want to, or how you perceive your life moving forward. And also, like, how. It's like how, what, why, they're saying. Like, what do you see in your future? Like, what, like, we've got this reset over here. But like the guides are saying, moving forward, when we're talking about this driving forward, how do you see, like, this other reality that we're wanting to go forward into? How do you see it? Because the guides are kind of saying, like, without a vision, you're not going to go there. Like, it's that creation, of course, again. Without your vision, it's not going to happen. So we have to start seeing it and feel. Well, they're saying also feeling it, like feeling it and knowing that really peaceful. We might want more of that kind of thing. So the guides are trying to get you triggered to think about another reality that you would prefer. I mean, we're sort of half, we talk about we're half living in this 3D and we're living in the 5D, and we're sort of torn. And maybe that's something to do with our ailments in our bodies as well, guys, that we are a little bit not fully committed to our new reality. So the guides are saying, like, start to get a vision of how it would be to live in that fully. Hang on a sec. Oh, I'm getting that song by Huey Lewis. It's the power of love. Dun, dun, dun. Remember that old song? The power of love. Oh, I'm not very good at singing it. 'cause it's the power of love. Dun. I'm sure it's Huey Lewis. Got to say tonight, it's the power of love. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I'm such a terrible singer. I'm so sorry, guys. You guys have to suffer through my singing all the time. I know you're very encouraging. You say I never miss a note, but if I don't sing it, you're not going to recognize it. So that's why I have to, unfortunately, torture everybody here on my channel and sing their songs. So I'm getting That's the Power of Love by Huey Lewis, and I'm going to leave you with that today. We're going to keep working on the power of love and start to really see this reality that we choose to live in now, not staying stuck in a half-baked turnout going on over here. Let's keep driving forward, and that's the message I'm going to leave you with. Now I'm getting that other song. Get it up, little boy, and drive. Do, 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 do. Come on, let's drive. Don't know who sings it. I'm going to leave that with you. You know that song. Little up, little boy, and drive. I get so many little choruses that I don't know the rest of the song. I know the song though, but sometimes I just can't, Oh, now they're giving me another car. Driving home for Christmas. What's that song? I'm driving home for Christmas. I'm just getting that song. Everything about driving today. So it's about moving forward, guys. There is a song about driving home for Christmas. I can't remember who sings it. Driving home for Christmas. I'd know if I heard it. Sorry, guys. I'm hopeless. You know that. I'll try and come onto a country today with the doggos. And I'll say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for commenting on my channel. Takes me a little bit of time to get back to you, as you know. You guys write so much. Catherine, yours are like essays. It's brilliant. You keep me right up to date. I absolutely love it. So thanks. Keep the comments coming. Like buttons. Subscribe if possible. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.